Imagine that you wake in an ancient camp, with cold ground beneath your shaking body. Above you, there is no ceiling, no locked door, and no safe protective wall. Only a weak fire stands between your sleeping group and the black forest outside. At first, the night feels calm because everyone near you is still breathing quietly. Then you notice something wrong. The birds, insects, and branches have all gone silent. The world feels as if it stopped breathing, and your skin understands before your mind. Silence does not feel peaceful anymore because something nearby may be listening too closely. Today, we pay money for silence and call it rest, focus, peace, or luxury. We close windows, wear headphones, and escape noise whenever modern life becomes too heavy. But for ancient humans, silence could mean the opposite of comfort and personal space. In their world, sound was not background noise. It was an invisible security system. Birds told them the forest lived, while insects proved the night was still normal. A rustle in grass could reveal an animal, and a branch crack could reveal danger. Voices around the fire reminded every frightened body that nobody was completely alone there. Even crying children, coughing elders, and creaking wood belonged to the order of survival. As long as the world made sound, ancient humans could read where they stood. But when everything suddenly stopped, it felt like a warning thread had snapped in darkness. And here, everything becomes frightening, because the worst sound was sometimes no sound at all. You sit beside dying flames, listening to darkness press closer around the silent camp. Smoke crawls low over the ground while tired bodies sleep near the weakening fire. One person holds a spear, but exhaustion keeps pulling his eyes closed again tonight. Then the forest becomes too quiet, not peaceful, but unnaturally and painfully quiet outside. You begin hearing your breathing, then your heartbeat, then the fear behind both sounds. Everyone near the fire slowly understands that something in the night has changed nearby. Ancient people could not unlock a phone, switch on light, or call help quickly. They could not hide behind concrete, police sirens, cameras, or emergency doors at night. If danger came close, they only had eyes, ears, fire, and each other nearby. But at night, eyes became weak because darkness reshaped every harmless object around them. A tree could look like a predator, and a stone like a crouching stranger. A shadow could become a person, waiting silently just beyond the thin firelight nearby. So ears became the organ that noticed danger before the eyes could explain it. They caught direction, distance, movement, and tiny mistakes hidden inside the darkness around them. But the strangest part begins later, because fear often arrived before any visible threat. Ancient humans were not only frightened by hearing predators moving through the dark forest. They were frightened when they stopped hearing everything else that usually filled the world. Nature is almost never truly empty, because living places constantly whisper small signals nearby. Sand shifts beneath paws, birds change branches, and insects cling softly to rough bark. Wind touches leaves, grass bends, and small animals leave traces in the dark soil. If all those sounds vanish together, many creatures may have noticed something first nearby. Small animals freeze, birds stop calling, and the rhythm of the place breaks apart. Even without words, the human body feels nature staring toward one hidden point nearby. Now imagine the worst possible moment. You do not know where danger waits nearby. It may be behind you, in the bushes, or low against the ground nearby. It may be lying silent, watching the fire, waiting for someone to move first. And worse, it may not be an animal at all, but another human nearby. The ancient world was dangerous because other groups could arrive hungry, desperate, and silent. Footsteps at night could mean stolen food, revenge, kidnapping, or a sudden attack nearby. A silent stranger could be more frightening than someone shouting in open anger nearby. A shout gives away location, noise gives away movement, but silence hides intention completely. So ancient humans learned to listen not only to forests, but also to people. If a camp became quiet, it might signal fear, guilt, conflict, or hidden conspiracy. A look held too long could become as dangerous as a distant branch crack. But this is only half the story, because silence also awakened the mind inside. When the world is noisy, attention spreads across fire, wind, voices, and animals nearby. When everything stops, the brain begins searching for danger without permission or evidence nearby. It turns darkness into shapes and random movement into footsteps approaching from behind you. It turns your own breathing into the feeling that somebody else is standing near. That is not weakness. It is an ancient alarm system built for survival long ago. Better to fear 10 false dangers than ignore one real danger too late once. A false alarm wastes strength, but a missed alarm can end an entire life. And this changed everything, teaching the brain to treat unknown silence as threat first. Cautious people survived more often, passing nervous attention into future human minds afterward quietly. Imagine a child waking cold, searching through shadows for his mother beside him tonight. He hears fire, adult breathing, distant animals, and the camp feels strangely understandable again. But if the howl disappears and adults stop whispering, his body begins learning fear. Silence is not emptiness to him. Silence is a question without an answer nearby. Who is there? Why did everything stop? And why are adults staring outward silently? And the deeper we look, the more disturbing this ancient silence becomes tonight again. It was not only a warning from outside. It tested the whole group together. When fear arrived, people moved closer, fed the fire, and lifted their weapons together. One listened left, another watched right, while someone pulled the children close together tightly. Silence forced the tribe to become one body, with many listening parts together now. It taught trust, cooperation, and respect for those who heard danger first in darkness. And this is where ancient humans start looking uncomfortably similar to modern people today. You may sit inside an apartment with lights, locks, phones, and neighbors nearby tonight. Yet when the night becomes too quiet, your body can still tighten suddenly inside. For 1 second, your modern brain becomes ancient and asks why nothing moves anymore. That is why many people turn on music, videos, fans, or television sounds nightly. Not because they always love noise, but because silence leaves them alone inside themselves. But the real danger was not where you think. It was what silence hid. It could hide predators, enemies, sickness, hunger, guilt, or death coming closer tonight outside. For ancient people, silence was not lack of information. It was information itself, warning. When the world fell silent, it said something had broken the pattern completely nearby. He holds his breath in complete darkness, waiting for the first sound to return.